Hello, hey, how's it going? My name is Gabby, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be doing a reading vlog that is going to be reading 3 hyped romance novels that I've been highly anticipating, that I've been wanting to read for a while because they're all the rage on the internet. The first one is going to be The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. I have heard nothing but good things about this book since it published in September, and this one is a book about 2 scientists, and there's also fake dating, and like, sign me up because it sounds so cute. I'm also going to be reading the sequel to Aristotle and Dante, which is Aristotle and Dante Dive into the Waters of the World. This book has been in the works for such a long time. Like, the original Aristotle and Dante came out in like 2012, I think. So this book is coming out nearly like 10 years later, and I'm just so excited that this book even exists, that it's even right here in my hands. How cool is that? And it's a thick one. It's like over 500 pages, so it's quite the journey. And then also, lastly, Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover. This one is an ARC copy. This one does go on sale January 18th, which also happens to be my date of birth. So yeah, this book, it is read in this video. It is also quite the journey. Smacked my funny bone. So yeah, these 3 romance novels, it's happening in this video. I hope you enjoy because it was quite the journey. It was an emotional one at times. Let me send you back a couple days.
Not that my intentions matter, it's more like your perception of...
What's up? It's November 1st already. I cannot believe how quickly Halloween weekend has finished already. Sorry if you can hear the laundry, it's like really loud right next to me. But I just went out and got some groceries and things. It's already like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. This day is just flying by. I have like the longest checklist of things I need to do today, but I wanted to let you know that I have started on The Love Hypothesis, and I'm so excited to read this one because I've been wanting to read this one like since, like, it was a book of the month selection in September, and ever since I've been hearing so much praise for this, but I wanted to save it for like after spooky season, you know, because my October TBR, I wanted to get to a lot of the like horrors and thrillers. But now it's November and I'm jumping right in, and so far I'm only on the 2nd chapter and I'm already really enjoying this. Like, these characters just feel like really cute so far. I'll probably give you a better synopsis once I have a better idea of what's going on, but I just wanted to let you know I got groceries. I just picked up an acai bowl and some muffins from the store, so I'm gonna eat really quick. I haven't even eaten yet today because I've just been doing so much. You want to know how my morning started? It kind of sucked because I noticed that I accidentally ran my AirPods through the washing machine, and like, they still work luckily, but they also sound like there's definitely some sound damage. Like, they sound like they're like echoey or something, I don't know, but I'm like, fuck. So yeah, that's great. So I wasn't able to listen to it while I was grocery shopping, but I just listened to it in the car. But yeah, I'm probably just gonna have to like put on my Beats or something and like listen to this on audio right now, but so far I'm loving it. It is now 3 o'clock, and I wanted to let you know that I'm 112 pages into The Love Hypothesis already. I'm 31% of the way through this on audio, and I am really enjoying this so far. Sorry if you hear Tank snoring next to me, but he is once again still in my heating pad. That's just kind of his thing now, you know? But this book, oh my gosh, it's already just like making my heart so happy. Like, it's just so freaking cute. I don't know why too that I didn't realize that this book was gonna involve fake dating, which is like one of my favorite romance tropes. So I'm loving that about it as well. Tank, bro, so loud. So loud, Tinky. This book is basically, we're following this girl named Olive, and she is going to get her PhD. She's in grad school, and she's going specifically to study like pancreatic cancer, which is super cool. And this is about how she gets in this fake relationship romance with this guy who's a professor at the school. It's unclear like how much older he is than her. I'm not exactly sure, but I don't think he's like too much older than her. This is definitely a romance where it's like grumpy and sunshine, you know, like he's definitely more on like the grumpy kind of like antisocial side, and she's more of like the bubbly, you know, bubbly personality type for her. And the reason why they get into this like fake relationship is because she, like, her best friend is wanting to date her ex-boyfriend, which she really wants her to because she wants her best friend to be happy, but her best friend feels weird about it unless she's like also, you know, happy and like dating someone, I guess. And so she tells her best friend, like she lies and says that she's going on a date this one night, but then she ends up going to work in this lab and her best friend is there, and so she just kisses the first guy that she sees, which is this guy Adam here. He's like the love interest, and it's just really cute. It's honestly reminding me a lot of like The Hating Game for some reason, like their banter and their like, I don't know, because they work in like a tight space together, you know? But I also really love the like academic aspect of this. Like it's really making me miss school, honestly. Like it makes me want to go back to college. Dang, bro. Sorry, he's being loud. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this. I actually really like both of the characters so far. Like I was nervous that I would find one of them kind of like annoying or something, but they're actually both just like so soft and so cute so far. And so I'm really excited to continue reading. Unfortunately, right now I have to finish editing this video that I need to get done today, so I'm gonna do that probably for a little bit. I don't know how long it's gonna take me to edit this video. Then hopefully later tonight I can just jump back in because I'm loving this so much. Like it's seriously warming my freaking soul. Chipotle. I haven't read anything since I last updated you. I don't know why my cheeks are so red right now. It's like freaking cold in here, so I don't even know why my cheeks are red. But I finished editing that video. We had some dinner. We had Chipotle. It was amazing. Obed actually had his first day at his new job today, so that was pretty exciting. And now I'm jumping back into bed. I'm really freaking enjoying this. So like this is gonna be the highlight of my day right now, just like laying in bed and reading this book. Okay, so I just got to chapter 14, so I'm on page 218, and oh my gosh, this is like one of my favorite romance tropes that's happening right now. I don't want to say exactly what it is, even though you probably already know if you like are familiar with how hyped this book is for this scene, I guess. This is just one of my favorite tropes in romance. Like, I live for this shit. I don't want to say what it is just because I am like, you know, 200 something like pages in, and I'm like 60% of the way through the book, so I don't know if it's a spoiler or not, but like, and it's just so good. I kind of want to like put the book away and just like shut off all the lights in my room and just like lay in the dark and listen to this, because I don't know why I feel like I can't relax unless all the lights are off. But I also like want to read this physically while listening to it on audio. I'm like really freaking tired tonight though. I don't know why I'm so tired, so I don't know how much more I'm gonna listen to tonight, but I'm loving it. Hello, hi, good morning. So last night I got up to chapter 17, which puts me at page 276. I only have like the tiniest little sliver left, but oh my god, I'm enjoying this so much. And you know, something that's rare for me that I do talk about sometimes is how most of the time I will find it so awkward to listen to an audiobook with like a romance book, especially because of the sex scenes. Like, I don't know, there's something about listening to sex scenes on an audiobook that always makes me cringe. But I don't know what it is about the way that this book is written, but I actually don't mind it. Like, I actually think they're all very well written, and even listening to it on audio, I was still finding it to be very enjoyable. I also do love the academic aspect of this book. Like, I wasn't sure if I would, but I really do love it. And even though some of it, like some of their discussions are going just a tad bit over my head because, you know, I'm not a scientist, I'm still really enjoying this one, and I'm so excited to finish reading it today. I mean, I'm sad to finish reading it, but I'm also excited. This morning, me and my sister are going to the store because we might be getting new iPhones this morning. Ooh, I mean, we'll just have to see, you know, like, I don't know, I haven't gotten a new iPhone in a few years. Okay, hi. It's now like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I know that I've sucked at vlogging today, but today has been such a busy and chaotic day because we thought we were gonna go to T-Mobile this morning and like get new phones, and we did do that, but it was like super complicated because me and Rachel ended up having to go on our own phone plan because my dad was trying to go on like a senior plan for him and my mom, and so me and Rachel had to get our own phone plan, and then we were trying to turn in our iPhones for credit towards the new iPhone 13 Pros, and we did do that, but the problem is that they don't have them in stock right now, so we had to order them, and so it might take like weeks for them to arrive, and we can activate it ourselves at home, which is kind of cool, and then just mail these phones to them. But also, like, kind of like a pain just because I thought, like, I don't know why, I thought for some reason we'd be able to get them today. So we were there from like 10:45 until almost like 2 o'clock in the afternoon trying to figure that out. It literally took like the whole day. Everything's sorted out now and I'm really excited to get the new phone, but I'm also like, okay, it might not be here for a while, so I'm like trying not to get too excited and get my hopes up. And then after that we just got some food because we were starving. Like, I didn't realize it was gonna take that long there, and we hadn't eaten anything all day, so we finally ate some food. I just took a quick shower so I can get all cozy and just kind of come back in bed and finish reading this book. So the good news is with my AirPods, I ended up like overnight, I put them in a bunch of rice. Like, I just like drowned them in rice overnight and left them so that they could finish drying out like whatever was left from the washing machine. And now my AirPods are working perfectly, which, like, thank goodness. But you know what was really scary is that I got a giant piece of rice like stuck in the little like charging port, and so I was like frantically running around trying to get the freaking rice out, and I ended up taking a bobby pin. I just like bit it down with my teeth and got the bobby pin in there, and I was able to get the rice out because my charger like wasn't fitting into the slot because there was rice blocking it. Oh my gosh. It's like I fix one problem and then I create another problem. Now everything is good to go because my AirPods are working. I have a new iPhone 13 on the way to me, which I'm so excited about, and I'm gonna finish reading the Love Hypothesis.
Appalachian sunrise meets my skin. Even with my eyes still closed, I can feel it coming in. Golden, golden, I'll follow only golden, 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 golden things. Mountain laurel high fives for miles in spring. Rainbow trout and hummingbird wing. Golden, I'll follow only golden, golden, golden things.
I just finished it. It was so good. It was so good. Like, was it a 5-star? I think it's probably like maybe closer to a 4.5 for me. But like, holy shit. I loved this. I loved it so much. I really enjoyed both Olive and Adama's characters. I don't know if it's just because her name is Olive, but she was kind of reminding me a lot of Olive from the Unhoneymooners for some reason. Like, I just feel like she had a very similar personality. And Adam is just like, he's like one of my perfect, like, ideal male love interests, you know, because he's kind of like nerdy and he has like these weird quirks. Like, he doesn't like pumpkin spice lattes and stuff. Like, I don't know, he just has a lot of very unique character things that will make me think of him. But he's also just like so freaking protective of her, like in a good way, not in like a gross way. Oh my god, they're just so freaking cute. Like, I just love this so much, and I'm glad that it like lived up to the hype for me, because usually when romances are getting this hyped, I start to get nervous because I'm like, oh god, like maybe it's overhyped, or maybe I'm not going to connect with it as much as everyone else seems to. But I definitely understand the hype with this. I freaking loved this. I also wish there were more romances that kind of take place in like an academic field, because this was so much fun to read. I just really love reading romance novels that involve really cool jobs like scientists and, you know, professors and different things like that. Like, learning more about that world is also really, you know, interesting to me, because it's also more like educational, and I just loved it. I loved it so fucking. We all made a fancy dinner tonight. Yummy. I also lit a candle. It's the Wonderful candle. Very cute, very aesthetic. So it's a little bit later in the night right now. It's about 10 o'clock at night, and I think I've decided that I want to start the Aristotle Dante sequel as the next book that I read for this vlog. And the reason why I want to read this one next is because I also have this on audio checked out for my library, and I've had it checked out for quite a bit, and I only have 7 days left on my checkout, so I want to get to this one next. This one is also almost 500, oh yeah, it is over 500 pages, which is nearly like double the size of the first Aristotle and Dante book. But I'm so unbelievably excited that this book exists and that I'm about to read the sequel to Aristotle and Dante, because the first Aristotle and Dante is one of my absolute favorite books of all time. I've reread that book 3 times. I'm so beside myself with the fact that I even get to like hold this in my hands right now, so expectations are pretty high. I'm not gonna lie, I'm so excited. I love these characters so much, and I can't wait to see what their lives look like, you know, after the events of the first book. I think I've decided that I'm going to take a bath and start this book because I haven't taken a bath in such a long time, and I feel like lately I've definitely been more of a shower person, you know? I like to be in and out of the shower, and I feel like baths sometimes either take too long or I get overheated or, you know, whatever. But it's like so rainy and cozy outside, and this is like the perfect time of year to take baths, you know what I mean? And so I lit a couple of candles in my bathroom, and I also just remembered that I have this like glowy string of lights from some book mail that I got recently. So I was like, perfect, I'll just set this up in there. And because I got these bath bombs that were sent to me like before spooky season, and they're so freaking cute, and I haven't gotten to use them yet. Hello, I am done with my bath. It was very relaxing. I also got really freaking hot really fast. I don't know what it is about taking baths. I don't know if I like put the water temperature way too hot, but also I don't want to be sitting in like lukewarm water, so I have it really hot and then I just get really overheated really quickly, you know. But anyways, I just wanted to let you know that I've been listening to Aristotle and Dante, and I'm actually about 92 pages into this book so far, and the writing style is very similar to the first book, which makes me happy. It's like very short chapters, you know, as you can see, it's like 32, 33, like back-to-back pages. Very short chapters, and it's very lyrical writing for the most part. I mean, I will say some of it kind of feels almost like forced in a way, like he's trying to make it like written in a very lyrical way like his previous book, but most of it feels just like really genuine, and it has like really great quotes. There was this one quote that was like, "I thought he was only going to teach me how to swim in the waters of the swimming pool. Instead, he taught me how to dive into the waters of life." Just like really freaking beautiful. Like I just love Benjamin Alir's signs. I just love his writing so much. Like there was this other chapter too where he said he's like talking a lot about the difference between happiness and desire and how he always thought those things went hand in hand. And then he says, happy and desire didn't go together. Those words didn't go together at all. Desire didn't make you happy, it made you miserable. And I just think that that's so interesting. Like, I feel like the things that I loved about Aristotle's character from the first book, I'm continuing to love about his character in this book, because his character is just so thoughtful, and like the way he thinks about things in the world, and like the way he thinks about love and just like relationships, it's just really interesting. And even though I will say, I don't know why they're reading a little bit younger to me in this book than the last book, and maybe that's just because I am listening to the audiobook. I mean, you know what's really awesome is that Lin-Manuel Miranda actually narrated this one on audio too, which is so cool because I do love the way he narrates them, even though the way he narrates Dante, he sounds a lot younger than I like read Dante in my head, if that makes sense. At least I remember that because when I read the first book, I read it physically the first 2 times, and then the third time I read Aristotle and Dante, I listened to it on audio. And I love the way that Lin-Manuel Miranda narrates it, don't get me wrong, but he does narrate Dante to sound a bit younger than I picture it in my head, if that makes sense. But I'm still freaking loving this book. I mean, this book does take place in the 80s in Texas, you know, so there's a lot of talk about how difficult it is for people to be gay during that time, and there's a lot of conversations in their family about like how they're gonna go about this, and both of their families are honestly like so freaking cute. Like I love all the conversations with Aristotle and his sisters. I love to see his sisters more involved in this story. One thing that I thought was kind of like not cool, which this is like a very mild spoiler, like honestly only in the first 50 pages, and if you don't want like any spoilers at all about this book, then you can skip ahead a little bit. But one thing that I just thought was slightly uncool is that there's a scene where Aristotle's mom wants him to go out to lunch with his sisters, and then he's like, okay, like I can do that, but like you didn't tell them, right, about Aristotle being gay? And the mom's like, well, yeah, of course I did, because you weren't going to. And it's like, he's like mad because he's like, Mom, what the heck, like why would you tell them? But it's all like a lighthearted thing, and I'm like, okay, that's not cool, you know, because like I just hate that, because it's like, dude, if somebody comes out to you, like if your kid comes out to you, like that does not give you the right to tell other people about their sexuality. Like even if it is their siblings, like that is his business and like his right to tell people. And I just didn't think that that was very cool, that the mom was just so casual about being like, well, yeah, of course I did, like I had to tell them because you weren't gonna tell them. Like it's not your business to tell the sisters, it's his business. So I don't know, that kind of bugged me a little bit about her character. But like Aristotle's mom has never been like one of my favorite characters. Like I really love Dante's parents, they're like one of my favorite book parents that I've ever read about. But regardless, it was written in a way that we were supposed to think she's just like so cute and so supportive of him, like she's happy to tell the sisters about it, but it's still like not cool, you know. Anyways, thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Now I'm going to jump back into this book. Do you like my new bookmark that I just got? It says fall is for maple lattes and red Taylor's version. It's just so freaking cute. I got it from this girl Alicia. She has an Etsy shop. I'll have to link it down below if I can remember, but she sent me all these really cute like Taylor Swift bookmarks that are so like fall vibes and just really cute.
I've heard a story, I've heard it said, I've come to believe that love is a bet. Sometimes you win and sometimes you lose, and sometimes it calls you right in the move. Come to my table, come to my bed, go easy my hunger, easy my head, bringing me fire, bringing me water, taking me high, taking me down.
Hello, good morning. I'm sorry you can hear construction sounds. I'll close that window. It's like so dark and gloomy in my room today. I had to turn on my ring light, but honestly it's not doing much for me. But I wanted to let you know that last night I did read a little bit more of Aristotle Dante. I got to page 198. So I am just getting through this book. I still have about 300 pages left, but I'm still really enjoying this. We just got introduced to this new character. Her name is Cassandra, and honestly, like, I'm not too sure how I feel about her character, to be honest. Like, I'm kind of, like, I don't know, I'm not, like, stoked about there being, like, this new character that I'm, like, trying to figure, you know, I'm just, like, I only really care about Aristotle and Dante's story in this. So we'll see, like, what happens with her character and, like, where that part of the story goes. But also, oh my gosh, I'm, like, tabbing and, writing in so much of this book because there's just so many great moments. Like, there was a really great conversation that Aristotle had with his dad. It was on page 156, and it was like while they were watching the news and like they were showing all the people protesting against like AIDS and stuff on TV. It was just a really deep and like beautiful conversation, you know, because Aristotle's dad is always so like kind of like closed off, and he just never really like wears his heart on his sleeve. You never really know like how he actually feels about things. And so it was really beautiful to see that conversation between him and Aristotle, like that moment. It was really special and I really loved it. How beautiful it is out this morning. It really feels like fall today.
Yeah, I'm sure you see it on the guide stuff down by the...
Made some homemade pizzas up in here. Yes. This one's pepperoni because Rachel's lame, and mine is ham and pineapple. Because I'm cool. Yeah.
Nope. Pepperoni doesn't belong on pizza, and everybody write in the comments.
Pepperoni.
Sorry, pineapple. Pineapple doesn't belong on pizza, and everybody in the comments write down if you agree with me.
No, come on. Pineapple's the best topping.
Yeah. Pineapple. It's a fruit. Doesn't belong.
Pineapple is the best pizza topping. Thumbs up if you agree. yesterday I only ended up listening to a tiny bit of this book on audio. I had so much going on yesterday. It was just a wild time, but I got up to page 240, and yeah, I don't really have too much to say about it. I'm pretty much still feeling the same about it, but last night, like right before we went to bed, we watched the first 2 episodes of Maid on Netflix, which is a show that I've been highly anticipating for quite some time. I wanted to wait until after spooky season was over because I was trying to get in all my spooky shows and spooky movies before, but I'm glad that we finally started it. But also the show is just so sad. It's like such a bummer, you know, and it was just like really bringing me down, you know. It's just like, it's one of those shows that like it's a really good show, but it's also just incredibly sad, so you just have to know that going in. I honestly didn't really know it was going to be that sad going in because I didn't really know what it was even about. I just heard a lot of hype about it. So yeah, that was kind of sad. But anyways, I'm planning on going to the gym this morning. I know, like, who even am I? And so hopefully while at the gym I can listen to more of this book on audio, and then I think I have to go to Costco after the gym, and then hopefully after that I can come home, make some breakfast, and, you know, listen to more of this book. I mean, that would be cool if I could finish it before I go to work tonight at 4, but I also don't think that's possible because I'm not even halfway through this 500-page book, so we'll see, but I have hopes.
Good morning, sir. Good morning. Hello. How are you feeling today, Dinky? Yeah. Been a rough day, huh? Got some itchy ears, huh? I feel good right there? Hmm?
So today is starting off just great because I went to the gym, and it wasn't until I was literally like walking towards the door that I noticed on my keychain my little fob for the gym like wasn't even on my keychain. And then I was freaking out and I was like, did I lose it? Like, where did it go? Like, what the fuck? So I went back to my car, I was like looking for it, and I didn't see it there. So I was like, okay, this is embarrassing. So I just decided to go to Costco because I was like, fuck it, right? And then I went to Costco, and the whole reason I went to Costco was because I heard they had these like acai packets that they sell there so that I can make acai here at the apartment. Couldn't find them anywhere. I searched the entire frozen section, the entire fridge areas. They are nowhere to be found. I don't even know if my Costco even sells them. So that's cool. A completely wasted trip. Also, my allergies have gotten like really bad lately. I actually went to the doctor recently to see like what I can do about it, and she recommended me this different kind of you know, allergy prescription medication that I can get at Costco. It's like an over-the-counter thing. But then when I looked at it today, it says it like makes you drowsy and you can't even drive a car if you take this medicine. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I need allergy medicine that will help me in my like day-to-day life. Like, I need to take it every day. And so I can't use that. So she also did recommend a nasal spray, but I just don't know how I feel about those because I don't know if they've worked for me in the past. But if you've used a nasal spray before, I would love to know if they work for you if you have like really bad seasonal allergies, because my allergies are always like out of control and it's pretty miserable. But the good news is that I just got home and I saw my freaking gym fob just sitting here on the counter. I was like, when did they... So frustrating. But anyways, I'm gonna go take Tank outside and listen to more of this book on audio and make some breakfast.
Give me your pretty, give me your messy, give me your happy, give me your sad. I may be staying, I may be going, I may be left, I may fall apart. Come to my table, come to my bed, go easy my hunger, easy my head, bringing me fire, bringing me water, taking me high, taking me down.
I interrupt this reading vlog because I wanted to do a quick guitar cover because I haven't done a guitar cover in so long because I had acrylic nails on for a really long time. I feel like I need to cover this song because Red, Taylor's version, is coming out very soon, and so I'm very excited to hear Taylor's version of this song, but also because this song is just kind of, you know, cute and happy, and it just kind of reminds me of like Aristotle and Dante in a way. So yeah, hope you enjoy. I'm pretty sure we almost broke up last night. I threw my phone across the room at you. I was expecting some dramatic turn away, but you stayed. This morning I said we should talk about it, 'cause I read you should never leave a fight unresolved. That's when you came in wearing a football helmet and said, okay, let's talk. And I said, stay, stay, stay. I've been loving you for quite some time, time. You think that it's funny when I'm mad, 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 but I think that it's best if we both stay. Isn't that song just so cute? It just makes me happy.
Come to my table, come to my bed, go easy my hunger, easy my head. Oh, bringing me fire, bringing me water, taking me high.
Aristotle and Dante dive into the waters of the world.
I'm leaving for work in a few minutes, but I wanted to let you know that I finished Aristotle and Dante Dive into the Waters of the World. I achieved my goals. I wasn't sure if I'd be able to finish it in time this morning, but I just finished it moments ago, and I really enjoyed this one. I feel like sometimes sequels are not necessary, and while I don't think this sequel was necessary, it was much appreciated as a huge fan of these characters and the original story. Is it as good as the first book? Probably not, in my personal opinion. The last third of this book gets really sad and really emotional and like really depressing, which I wasn't really anticipating. I don't find the first book to be that sad. Like, I think it's more like beautiful and just like really well written, and the writing is just so lyrical, and I just loved the characters as they kind of discovered themselves, you know? And I guess I forgot about the fact that in the first book, I think the characters are like 16-ish, because then I didn't realize that by this book they would be about 17-ish. Like, I didn't realize they would still be in high school for some reason. I don't know why. Like, I was assuming that this would be when they were like out of high school and like young adults like pursuing lives and things, but this book all still takes place when they're in high school. I do think this book is beautifully written like the first book, and these characters do feel the same to me in this book, which is good. I also do think in this book there's a lot more discussion about race and about being gay, whereas in the first book that was like very vaguely, like it was brought up sometimes, but it wasn't brought up nearly as much as it is in this book. And it's also brought up a lot in discussions like with their families about how being gay might make their lives harder in, you know, 1980s Texas. And there's a lot of talk about like the AIDS pandemic that was going on during this time. There's a lot of talk about how Aristotle and Dante are both experiencing racism in their schools because they're Mexican, and just a whole bunch of different conversations like that. I just feel like it was a lot more present in this book than it was in the first book, which I do think is a good thing. There were a few moments in this book that made me feel like I was going to cry, and then there was only one moment in this book that actually made me cry. And I'm kind of surprised, to be honest, that I didn't get more emotional while reading this, because I feel like it was really trying to make you emotional, and I usually am a pretty emotional person when it comes to reading books of this nature like this. But for some reason, maybe I just have a heart of stone today or something, but I only cried one time during this book, but the ending was like really beautiful. It was really well done. I do think 500 pages is a little bit too long for what this story was, you know, because this one really doesn't have too much of a plot, you know. We're just kind of following Aristotle and Dante through, you know, high school, kind of like similar to the first story, but the first story is like half this size. I don't feel like it needed to be that long, but also I was happy to get to revisit the characters for that amount of time. I mean, it's interesting because even though this book is like 515 pages long, the audiobook is only 10 hours. So I think that shows you right there how like short the chapters are and how easy it is to fly through this book even though it is pretty long. Yeah, I don't know. I'd probably give this like a 4 stars. I didn't love it as much as the first book, but I did love and appreciate getting to see these characters again. These characters just feel like friends to me. And so it was just like revisiting an old friend. Like I adored reading this so much. I would still highly recommend this book if you're a huge fan of Aristotle and Dante, like the first book. I would definitely recommend checking this one out still because I do think it'll bring back those same feelings that you had while reading that other first book for the first time. Like damn, it's been forever since I read the first Aristotle and Dante for the first time. Like I read it in June of 2014 and it was the first like gay book I think that I ever read, which was so amazing because it was like one of my favorites. And I'm happy that this sequel exists. You know, it just makes my heart happy. And Aristotle remains as one of my most relatable characters, so it was really cool to see more of his journey and more of his life later on after the first book, you know? Tank also enjoyed this book. He was next to me listening to the audiobook the entire time. Tank actually prefers Dante's character. He thinks Dante is a little bit more relatable. Come say hi, Dinky. Well, I think he's sad because he knows I'm going to work in a few minutes. Like, he knows when I have this jacket on that I have to leave soon, huh? Oh, it's okay. He's only gonna be alone for like probably an hour until Oba gets home. So I work tonight. I have a manager meeting after close, and then hopefully later tonight, I mean, if I'm in a reading mood tonight, I think I'm going to start reminders of him, even though like holy crap, I'm so nervous and so excited to start this. How's it going? It's literally the next day. It's Friday and I didn't end up reading anything last night, so I didn't update this vlog because last night the manager meeting went for like an hour. It was kind of long and then I got home late. I was just way too tired to read, and then this morning, you know, like I'm working all day today. I'm currently on my break though, but I wanted to update because Starbucks has their holiday drinks back, and so I had to get my chestnut praline, I think that's how you say that, praline latte, because I love this drink so fucking much. Oh my god, I've missed it so badly. I mean, it kind of sucks because I still can't really like, you know, have coffee right now because of my GERD, you know, but I just wanted to get it just so I can have a few sips of joy. Oh god, dude, that tastes so freaking fire. Oh my god, this is literally gonna get me through the rest of my shift. We got Mexican food. Rachel always gets asada fries. Yeah, there's a lot of guac on there. I get quesadillas usually, and then chips and salsa, and the best part, churros. Oh my god, my fave. I have, you know, showered. We ordered Mexican food. Tonight was just the kind of night where you drive home from work and you blast Dorothea and scream it at the top of your lungs and repeat it on a loop over and over and over again until you get home. Does anybody else have those nights? It was a perfectly fine Friday. Like, nothing crazy happened today. Even though I am like tired as hell right now, I want to start reminders of him tonight because I just want to get invested so that tomorrow when I want to read this, I will be able to fly through it, because I always find that it takes me like a minute to get into books usually, and especially since like I don't even know what this one's going to be about. Just very excited to read this. I'm very curious. Like, I literally have no idea what to expect right now, but I just want to jump right in and just get this rolling because I'm so excited. I just trust Colleen Hoover like with my life, you know, when it comes to romances Even when it comes to her like weird thriller, dark kind of books, like I love her writing.
Same.
I just like literally sat down to film a clip for like 2 seconds. And Tink just wants to sit on my lap like, what a cutie. Tink's too soft for this world. But anyways, hi, good morning. Last night I got 50 pages into Reminders of Him. It's not as far in the book as I wanted to get last night, but also I was just so freaking tired last night. And I want to say I fell asleep early, but I didn't. I like put this book down at like midnight, and then I went on my phone until like 2 in the morning because insomnia. But so far I'm enjoying it. So I totally didn't even read the back of this before I read it. I mean, I read it a long time ago, but I didn't remember like what this book was even about. And so in this book, we're following this woman named Kenna, who's 26 years old, so we're twins. She has recently just finished serving 5 years in prison after a very tragic mistake. I'm reading the back because I want to see what it tells you so that I don't spoil like literally anything else for you. So now she's served her 5 years in prison and she's coming back to this town to see her daughter, who lives in this town still. And on her first night back in this town, she goes to this local bar and she meets this guy named Ledger who owns the bar, and he might have a connection to her daughter. I want to say that as much as I feel like I want to ship these two together, I feel like it feels very insta-lovey to me so far. Like it's like they meet and they just instantly are just like fucking wanting to fuck each other. So I don't know, it's kind of like it feels a little bit insta-lovey to me so far. I'm hoping that changes. But I don't know, there's been some like really beautiful writing already in this that I really like. I mean, so far the story and the characters are kind of reminding me of Heartbones. Like if I had to compare this to another Colleen Hoover so far, just based on the vibe and the characters, I would say it reminds me a little bit of Heartbones, just because we're following a female protagonist who has had some very hard times, really difficult situation financially and just like in general. And then like a mysterious guy that like lives in this town. It feels kind of like Heartbones. Yeah, some of the writing has been really beautiful so far. There was this quote, it was on page 16, so it's not like a spoiler or anything. She has this quote because she says, "Life can be so fucking cruel and hard, and I've wanted to quit living it so many times, but then moments like these remind me that happiness isn't some permanent thing we're all trying to achieve in life. It's merely a thing that shows up every now and then, sometimes in tiny doses that are just substantial enough to keep us going." And I love that quote because I always feel the same, where for some reason in my brain, I think that happiness is this like permanent state that I can achieve one day. Like one day all of my problems will be figured out and I can just be happy. But happiness isn't a permanent state of being, you know? And I think that's something that I still struggle with grasping the idea of, is that happiness is a feeling that's fleeting. Like it's not a feeling that's gonna stay forever, but the moments of happiness that you do experience make everything else in life worth it. And I just really love that, you know, that quote in this and that discussion. So yeah, anyways, I'm enjoying it so far. We do get both points of views, if you were wondering. We do get Kenna's point of view, and then we do get Ledger's point of view as well. So we have like a dual point of view going on. And I don't know, I'm curious to see where it goes. I'm planning on reading more today. I do work tonight at 4 o'clock. It's like almost 11 right now. I'm gonna go and get an acai bowl, and then I do have to film one video today. So hopefully I'll have a bunch of time to read this. But the nice thing is that tonight is actually daylight savings, so we actually gain an hour tonight. So I have an extra hour of reading after work tonight later, so that's cool. Hello, goddamn, it's already like almost 2 o'clock. I only have about an hour until I need to start getting ready for work. I poured myself an iced coffee because, I mean, look at me drinking all this coffee. Holy shit. I mean, yesterday, after I had that Starbucks latte, I actually felt pretty okay, you know, because if you didn't know, I have GERD and I should not be drinking coffee. It's not good for me. It's like a trigger. It gives me acid reflux. But also, I felt mostly okay yesterday, so I'm like, okay, maybe I'm on the up and ups, you know? And here I am risking it with another coffee, you know, but when the craving hits. So anyways, I'm gonna sip on that. I finished filming that video that I needed to film today, and now I'm going to jump back into reminders of him. I also wanted to just let you know that I've been listening to Black Girls Must Die Exhausted on audio. I just got this one checked out from my library, the audiobook, and I started it, like, listening to it this morning, and I already got 100 pages in just while I was, like, eating breakfast this morning and doing all of the things. And I'm really enjoying this one so far. Like, this one's not a romance, it's more of just like a, you know, contemporary fiction, slice of life kind of story. We're just following this woman who's in her like mid-30s, or she's like 33, and she's feeling the societal pressures of, like, you know, wanting to get married and wanting to have kids and, you know, having the perfect job and all of those things. And something that I really like about this book that I would love to read more of in books is the fact that she is like a reporter for a news station. Like, that's her job. Like, how freaking cool is that? I like low-key really wanted that job when I was in like middle school times. Like, I was planning on going to school for journalism, and I really wanted to like work at a news station. I just thought that would be like the coolest thing ever. So I'm loving that that's her job in this. I mean, her job's not talked about like a ton in this book, but it's still like a really, really cool thing. So if you have any other book recommendations with book characters that work at like a news station kind of job, any genre of books, it doesn't matter. I just think I love that job. Like, it just sounds so cool. So I just want to read more of it. It's kind of like The Morning Show, you know, like that's the same reason I'm obsessed with The Morning Show, or I'm obsessed with The Nightcrawler. Just like any jobs that work at news stations is really cool. But also, this is just like a really like well-written kind of like slice of life story, and she's just struggling with, you know, thinking of her life and like her future. And I don't know, it's just been really good so far. I really enjoy this main character. I really love the writing in this book. This is this author's debut book, but it's cool because I've actually heard that this is going to be the first book in a like 3-book series, I think. So really looking forward to reading more from this author. I just really connect with her writing style. Like, it's just really well done. So yeah, anyways, that I'm going to continue to listen to on audio when I go to work later, but for now, it's time to jump back into reminders of him.
I can see it in your eyes. I can feel it in your touch. I can hear it in your voice, though you haven't said that much. Through an empty bottle, I can see it all so clear.
Okay, hi, it's like almost 3:30 in the afternoon. I'm on the way to work now, but in that hour I was able to get up to page 120, so I didn't read a whole bunch, but I feel like I'm really getting into the story now. I'm glad that the insta-love has seemed to stop, because at the beginning there I was a little nervous about that, but now I'm actually getting really invested and like emotionally invested. Like, the last chapter that I just read almost made me cry. It's really hard to talk about this book without spoilers, so I really don't want to say much about it, but this is just a really tough situation for both of these characters to be in. More so on her than for him, but for him it's just putting him in a really awkward place. But like, wow, for her, like, this is a really challenging situation to be in. Why are we even reading about this person? I don't even know if I like them as a character or person. But then it's like she just makes them feel so human and so real, and it just makes you kind of feel things from their point of view. But I don't know, it's a tough read. It's a tough one. I am on the way to work, and I'm just going to listen to more of Black Girls Must Die Exhausted on audio. What's up? I'm home. It's about 11 o'clock at night already. Do you like this new sunset lamp that I got for my room? I mainly got it for ASMR purposes because I feel like it's really like cozy and it has good ambiance. But let me know if you enjoy this. I have the lamp on the other side of the room because if it's like right on my face, it's like way too bright. But if it's in the background, kind of, it's just really like cozy. And these lamps are really cheap on Amazon, by the way. I'll have it linked down below if you want to check it out for yourself. I just think they look really cool. Anyways, I'm going to jump back into Reminders of Him. I was actually talking about this book tonight with my sister. When I came home, I was eating so much food, so I'm not going to bed anytime soon. But I was talking about this situation that this main character's in this book with my sister, and I was kind of like frustrated, I don't know, talking about it, because I was like, it's so hard for me to feel sympathy for this main character because the thing she did was just so shitty, and it's like kind of hard for me to get past it. I don't know. I'm gonna lay in bed and read, and then tonight we do gain an hour, so there's no need for me to go to bed early because I'm getting an extra hour of sleep anyways. I don't know if I'm gonna try to finish this tonight, but I'm gonna try to get as far as I can until I pass out. Look at this wall. Like, this is so amazing. Like, nothing but vibes over here, okay? Love this. And then I also still have my orange glowy lights wrapped around my bed frame, and then on my bookshelf I put all these like pink lights on here from Halloween. So like, this is just an amazing vibe in my room. Like, I'm loving this. Why is it gloomy as fucking dark in my room right now? It is just after 10 o'clock in the morning, and I've actually been so productive this morning. I was awake at like 8:15 this morning. I already woke up. I edited a video that I needed to get done. Holy shit, I'm like on my shit. I know it's because of daylight savings. Like, I'm technically an hour ahead because we gained an hour last night, but still, like, what? I've never felt so productive in my life at 10 in the morning. Like, I'm a night owl, you know? Like, I don't usually function in the morning. But I wanted to let you know that last night I read more of Reminders of Him. I got to page 212. Ugh, I was gonna try to finish this last night, but dude, my eyes were like freaking falling asleep, and so I was a bit too tired to finish it last night. But god, my feelings about this book have been like a freaking roller coaster, because sometimes I just feel so torn, because sometimes I feel like angry with her, like the protagonist, because I'm like, it's so hard to talk about this book without spoilers, but sometimes I just feel so angry at her. But then in the next scene I just feel like I want to cry, and there will be like a moment in this book where it just like freaking tugs on my heartstrings, and then I feel like I'm gonna cry, and I just want to like throw the book across the room, but like in a good way, because it's making me feel things, if that makes sense. I really do love Ledger in this book. He's definitely my favorite character in this, but I am enjoying it. It's just, it's a hard situation, you know, and my heart is just like, I can see both sides, but it's tricky. It's Sunday morning right now. I think I'm gonna go get Starbucks. It's like a really gloomy, like depressing day outside, but I kind of want to try the sugar cookie like latte thing that they have at Starbucks now.
Usually my inspiration.
Drive-through line is so long.
What is wrong with you? Are you pregnant or something? I don't.
So I went to Starbucks this morning, and they were so fucking busy. By the way, like, that drive-through line was like wrapped around, like, I didn't even show you the drive-through line when it was really long, but I'd already been in the drive-through for about like 10 minutes when I showed you. Also, I ordered the sugar cookie almond milk latte or whatever, and I'm pretty sure that I ordered it hot, but I got it iced. So I don't know if this taste test is accurate or not, because I really wanted to try it warm, and because it's so freaking cold outside today that I wanted like hot coffee to warm my soul. But instead I got this, and honestly this tastes fine. It honestly just kind of tastes like hazelnut to me, like maybe hazelnut creamer with like some extra sugar. Now that I'm home, I think I'm going to jump back into Reminders of Him and try to finish this afternoon. Look at this cute little donut. Aww. Looks right on this camera. It's not bad. I look proud of it on camera. I'm just emotional. It's like the last chapter of a Colleen Hoover book, so of course. What? Oh my god, okay, whatever.
She's married to that guy.
It's done. Okay, I cried more in the last chapter than I did in the epilogue. But still, what the fuck?
Maybe what ends.
Okay, I was just explaining this book to Rachel right now, and then I just fucking burst into tears. Oh. Dude, Colleen Hoover does this like every fucking time. What the fuck?
Wow.
I didn't even really like this book halfway through it. Like, I didn't even think that I cared about these characters, really. And then all of a sudden, I'm like fucking crying. Ugh. It's Colleen Hoover's specialty, you know?
Awkward.
Like, out of nowhere, out of left field, you just like, give a shit. I hate that. Like, these characters, like, genuinely piss me off at some parts. And they still do. Like, even though I'm crying, like, they still make me
Pinky,
mad.
that booty.
Can you even see that? That was depressing. I don't even know how I feel about this, though. Like, it's not a 5 stars just because it's making me cry. I still have to think about it. Like, I just don't know. All I know is that I'm sad. And you know how long it's been since I've, like, read a whole book physically without needing the audiobook?
Wow.
Like, it was enough to keep my attention, for sure. Cool! So emotionally, I'm kind of feeling like I just got hit by a bus. I feel like that's the usual feeling that I do have after reading a Colleen Hoover book, is I feel like pretty, like I just felt the full range of emotions and I cried a lot, you know? That's pretty normal for me when I read her books. Something that I love about Colleen Hoover's books, though, is that there's never a dud. You know what I mean? Because like with other romance authors that I absolutely love, like say Christina Lauren, I can think like some of their books have just made me feel absolutely nothing. Like they were just like a dud of a book and I just forget about it as soon as I finish it, you know? But the thing I love about Colleen Hoover's books is that even if it made me angry, even if these characters pissed me off, it's like at least it made me feel something. And this book is gonna stay on my mind, you know? Whether I enjoyed it all or not, it's still going to be something that's weighing heavy on my mind because she puts her characters in these really difficult situations and you almost don't even know if you like them or agree with them or want to root for them at times. But oh my god, what a book, you know, what a story. I don't think this is one of my absolute favorites from Colleen Hoover. Like, I don't even think this would make my top 3. I actually do think I prefer Heartbones because like the closest one I feel like it's most similar to is probably Heartbones, and I do think I prefer Heartbones over this one. I think I gave Heartbones like a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I feel like this one, I'm feeling like it's more of a 4-star book for me. I wasn't the biggest fan of the protagonist, Kenna. She wasn't my favorite Colleen Hoover protagonist, but either way, I just think these were really well fleshed out characters. It was a really well written story. That typical, you know, Colleen Hoover gut punch, like this is gonna make you cry. I can see so many people being absolutely obsessed with this. This one publishes in January, so you'll be able to check it out then and cry over it then. I did want to let you know too before I wrap up this vlog that I am still reading Black Girls Must Die Exhausted. I'm now about 220 pages into it or so. I'm still listening to this on audio. And this book is freaking so good too, by the way. Like, this one is another one that's like weighing heavy on my chest and on my mind. And she's not wrong about feeling exhausted because I feel exhausted on her behalf for the things that she's dealing with, not only because she's a woman in society, but because she's a black woman in society. There's just a lot of really great social commentary in this book, but also just like really great characters. But yeah, in this romance reading vlog, I was able to read 3 romances that are all blue, which I did not intend, that I've been highly anticipating. I think the favorite book that I read in this video has gotta be The Love Hypothesis, which is wild, you know, I didn't think I would say that. I honestly thought that I would prefer these two, but if I'm being honest, The Love Hypothesis slaps pretty hard and it definitely lives up to that hype. And I wasn't disappointed in these books by any means, but they weren't exactly 5-star books for me, which is fine, you know, it doesn't happen every time. They were still both really, really good, and I would still highly recommend checking both of these out if you're interested in them. And yeah, that's a wrap. What a lovely time. It's been a while since I've just, you know, taken a couple days to read some romance books, and my heart heart feels full of joy, but I also feel like I want to read about murder and like haunted houses now again. So I'm getting back in the mood. It seems like now whenever I read a few romances back to back, I just get in the mood to read some really dark shit afterwards because I need to get back into my thriller and horror shit, you know what I mean? But yeah, this was a lovely time. If you've read any of these books, let me know what your thoughts are, especially like The Love Hypothesis. I know this book is like all the freaking hype and the rage on the internet right now. Does it live up to the hype for you? Because I actually thought it was really cute. It was really great. Like, this is gonna stay on my mind for a long time too, and I can totally see myself wanting to reread this one. Let me know your thoughts on these, and thank you so much for watching another reading vlog, of course. I appreciate you. I appreciate that you're here, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon with another video. Bye.